Hey, what's up you guys? Let's go ahead and get started with this ground beef episode. I went ahead and put 4 pounds of ground beef into my Instant Pot because I wanted to do a bulk cook, and I'm going to add a little bit over a cup of water. You could do anywhere from like a cup or a cup and a half. Just the more water liquid you put in, the more liquid you're going to have to reduce at the end. So I'm only going to stir in a little over a cup of water just to kind of moisten it. And then I'm going to pop my lid on and make sure that the little thing is on sealing, not venting, or else it'll take forever to come to pressure. And then I'm going to set it for a manual for 50 minutes. I really do love this Instant Pot. I normally cook this in the crock pot and let it go overnight, but now I don't have to, and I really don't even have to pay attention to it. But if you could see right there is the pin. Once that pops up like it is right now, that means that it's come to pressure already. So now it's good to go, and that countdown is going to start. So after the countdown ends, this has actually been 70 minutes, and you can see that the pin is still up. So it's full of pressure still. I let it naturally release. So about 12 minutes later, it had finally released naturally. You can also turn it to venting and, release the pressure that way. But as you could see, no steam came up, so it was already released. I was doing dishes or something, so that's what I love about this Instant Pot too. You just let it go and it just keeps it warm for, until you're ready. So now I take the lid off, and I know it doesn't look that great because it just looks a little weird like this, but you want to break it up as well as you can. You can eat it at this point, like it's fine, it's done, but I love my ground beef to be super soft, so I cook it twice. So I cook it once, break it apart, start over again, put the lid on, and it's not like very tedious. You kind of just do laundry or do whatever else you want to do, go to the store, you can leave. So, and it's totally fine. Make sure that it's on sealing and set it for a meat stove, which is 45. So then it's going to come to pressure really quick because it's already hot. And I let it go again for an extra 30 minutes and let it naturally release. And it's done. As you can tell, no steam came up through there, and that means it's safe to open. So let's give it a look. Okay. And now, so this is after the second cook, and it is much more soft. And you can see that there's still juice left in there. So what I'm going to do is use the saute function and just reduce the juice until it is all gone. And that'll leave the flavor in the meat. If you strain it out, it's just going to take all that flavor away, and I want that flavor in my meat. Okay, now that it is reduced completely, it's totally done, and it is super soft. I'm just gonna, because it's a little browned on the bottom, and what I like to do is just leave the lid on, and it softens up any little bits on the bottom of the pot. So it's just easier for cleanup too. And you'll see in a second when I scrape the bowl. But what I do here is I like to measure it out. So I'm taking a 1 cup scoop, and I am just scooping back and forth because I'm dividing this in half for basically like food prep. And yeah, see, it's scraped off the bottom really easily from leaving it in there to steam a little bit. Okay, so if you could tell how soft this meat is, I don't know if you could tell, but I'll show you later. But right now I'm going to add some cumin. I like to have my taco meat really spicy. So, like not spicy as in hot, spicy as in spiced up with things. So I did some cumin, some garlic powder. You guys can do whatever you want as far as these spices go, like however much you want. I spice it up quite a bit. Like I do 2 teaspoons of everything. Except for salt, I think I only did 1, maybe 1.5. But I got some cumin, garlic, chili powder, and then that was onion powder. And now I'm going to do some pink Himalayan sea salt and the rest of my old pepper, and that's gone now, thankfully. And now some fresh ground black pepper. I love pepper. Give this a really, really good stir. And then I'm going to weigh out some tomato sauce because I like to bind it all together. And so I'm going to do 1 to 2 servings of this just plain old tomato sauce. And right here you can see I'm doing 1 serving. So I just like enough to keep it, like to bind it together and give it a little bit more flavor. And then I'm going to pop this back on the stove and heat it through, and look at that. taco meat is complete, and it is so soft and good, you guys. You have to try it this way. And then you have all that ground beef ready for another meal. So this is my dinner for this night, taco salad. I just kind of tossed it all together with some sour cream and kind of kept it simple. But these are the servings. The serving sizes are 1/4 cup serving sizes, and that's how I divvied it up in my FitnessPal. So that's 3/4 of a cup. And so the next day, this is another way to use your taco meat. I just like to, cook eggs. However you want to cook your eggs, it doesn't even matter. But today I felt like doing it this way. So trying something new. I just plop 2 scrambled eggs in there with a tablespoon of butter, and then in that pan, I'm going to reheat my meat from the night before. So I already these are 1/4 cup individual servings. So I already know how to track this on my FitnessPal, because when I entered in my FitnessPal as a recipe, I made it into 12 servings because I did 3 cups of the meat. So, and that right there was a 1/4 cup of the tomato sauce, and basically that turned into chili. So if you guys haven't tried this, you really need to, because it really changes the flavor just adding a little bit more tomato sauce. It turns it into a delicious chili, and you can have a chili omelet or chili on your eggs, or just chili by itself. Just add some tomato sauce. It's super good. You could add cheese and sour cream or whatever else you want to this, but I was trying to cut back my calories a little bit, so I left the cheese and sour cream off, and it was still amazing. And this is how I do my Instagram, you guys. Just a little sneak peek. Meal number 2, chili omelet. Alright, so later that night, working with the ground beef still, I am going to do, there's a theme here, you guys. I like to keep it simple AF. So if you like to add extra veggies, I just don't like to add extra veggies to my meat sauce because that's more carbs. And I usually like to have it with like zucchini noodles or some sort of vegetable noodle. And that's just extra carbs. So I like to keep it super simple. You guys can do whatever you want and just add it into your MyFitnessPal, and if you're checking your macros and stuff like that. But I just basically spice up my sauce the way I like it, and then add the ground beef back in, give it a stir, and then heat it up. And look at that, you guys. Oh my God. Put this on some hot dogs if you want to do that. I don't know. Eat it straight out of the pan, just like that. Super good. Oh yeah, this is spaghetti sauce. Why am I thinking hot dogs? But anyways, it looks like chili to me too. But this is meat sauce. If you want it super saucy, you can always add some extra sauce. Ryan likes his more saucy, but he's not really following a ketogenic diet right now. And if you can see right here, you can see it's 1,521 grams. And how I do my serving is I divide it. So I'm going to usually scoop it out with a little scooper like that. And that was 75 grams about. So I just take the 1521 divided by 75, and then you have your servings, which is 21 or 20 servings actually. There's a little bit extra, but it was 20 servings. So for my dinner tonight, I'm just going to slice up some cabbage, make some cabbage noodles. I actually love it this way, and Stephanie, keto person, I saw her do it once, and I was like, that's a great idea. So I just sliced it up, and I'm gonna give it a rinse, and I'm gonna saute it with a tablespoon of butter, some pink Himalayan sea salt, and some red chili flakes. And I was just feeling spicy today on this day, so red chili flakes on everything. Okay, so I got my cabbage noodles, and then I'm going to serve me up 2 servings of the meat sauce. So those are supposed to be about 75 grams each. Using a scale is way more accurate, but I like to give people the ideas that they can use the cup measures and still be pretty accurate. And I'm going to top it off with just some Bel Gioioso Parmesan cheese and call it a day. And you guys didn't see how I mixed it and ate it, but it's super good. And I highly recommend doing this. So I'm going to do 2 servings of that. But meal number 3, spicy cabbage noodles and meat sauce. Super good. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.